With Manchester United against Brentford, with both sides chasing European football, here are the managers.
We've had some good results and we're in decent shape. I think there's a lot to go. We still want to keep improving. You know, there's layers that we want to get to. Really, I'll see. You know, I'll see. I keep saying the same things in front of you every week. You know, there's only so much I can say in terms of that. But I've said it many times again. I enjoy being here. I love being here. It's a real privilege to be in the position I am, but thriving with the responsibility that we got.
We're very aware of their strengths and what we need to be aware of. That's obviously a lot. They've got some magnificent players that we'll really need to try and keep quiet, I suppose, and tactically be prepared in a way where we affect them in the way we need to, both with and without the ball. But it's an amazing game for us.
It's an amazing game for us too. One of the standout games to end the weekend, both chasing Europe, Manchester United, Brentford. Amazing.
Both managers doing extremely well at the moment. Michael going into United has given them a real uplift and got them into those Champions League positions, which I thought was impossible a couple of months ago. Keith Andrews, I voted yesterday the League Managers Association Manager of the Year for me, this fella.
Yeah.
Brentford sold all their goals last summer. They sold all the assists. And this fella coming in as a rookie manager and done the job he has, absolutely incredible.
I hope we didn't get you into any trouble with making that announcement there, Stuart.
That was just my personal vote. I'm not suggesting he's won the trophy. I'm saying that was my vote.
Exclusives here on Team Talks.
Yeah.
Clinton, just the fixture itself, both sides chasing Europe. It's not something, as Stuart had just said, we'd have been saying about Manchester United a couple of months ago, and it's certainly not something people would have said about Brentford at the start of the season.
No, I got to hold my hand up. I thought Brentford would be struggling near the bottom of the table, losing Thomas Frank and Buemo, Vissart, Norgard, the captain. I thought they'd be struggling big time, but credit to Keith Andrews. I think he's done a fantastic job, and the job Michael Carrick's done. Ruben Amorim must be at home gutted because he had the players. He's not changing much. What he's doing is playing the players in the right position and getting the best out of a group of players. Playing Bruno in the 10, which is his best position, and Kobe Menu in there. And look at the job he's done at the moment. United fans a few months ago would never have thought they'd be in a Champions League position, and Brentford in ninth got a great opportunity to get into them European places. So on Monday night, that's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, it really is. Brentford 10 points behind Manchester United there. Let's talk about Man United, though, because they had to get back to winning ways against Chelsea. They had a little bit of struggles. Do we consider that to be just a blip, a wobble? What would you call it?
Yeah, listen, it's a long old season, but I think United have got their tails up, no doubt about that. You know, they're flying at the moment. This goal was magnificent. Once again, the supply line of Fernandes, you know, he's been sensational. And I'm not just talking about recently when the uplift has come from United. I'm thinking the whole season when they really needed a focal point. You know, he has been that person. He cajoles players around him. I watch him play. We moan in football that there's not enough personality on a football pitch. He's got personality. Like him or loathe him, he's got personality and he affects the game.
Yeah. You mentioned kind of before this upturn in form for United. I'm sorry to mention this again, Clinton, but the Crystal Palace game is an example of how he sometimes could turn the game on its head on his own.
Yeah, you don't need to apologise. He was outstanding against Crystal Palace, and he's been brilliant this season. I think if Man United were maybe going for the title, or he could be Player of the Year. I think the assist that he's done this season, Stuart's right. You can moan about his the way he throws his arms in the air. That's his frustration to have players on his level. But for me, in that position, name me a better player in that position in the Premier League at the moment that's getting the numbers that Bruno Fernandes is. Timing of the pass, everything about him. He must be a joy to play with, isn't he, Stu?
He certainly is, and I'll tell you where he's got a good dynamic as well with Cunha.
Yeah.
A lot of these assists, Cunha's got on the end of it to score. They've got a real good understanding between them. Passes like that are absolutely magnificent. You know, he made it look so easy. And he's telling players what to do. Look, he's waving him on. He's giving him a clue where to run. I mean, it's just great football. It's great captaincy in many ways.
Stuart, we know your favourite for manager of the season now. Thanks again for sharing that with us.
More than welcome.
Is he your favourite for player of the season?
No, I think he'll be in the top 6. I would certainly put him in the top 6 for what he's done. I think Szoboszlai, if you want some names, Szoboszlai at Liverpool's been outstanding.
I mean, give it to us if you want to.
I think 3 Arsenal players have been outstanding as well, in Raya, Gabriel and Rice. Yeah.
Your player of the season or in the top 6, like Stuart says?
He'll be in my top 2.
Ooh. But he's not 2?
He might be 1, he might be 2. I'm not giving exclusives. I'm told to keep my mouth closed.
I'm an open book, see? he gives nothing away.
I thought you were going to get the lyrics, top 2, but I'm not 2.
No, to be fair, he'd be in the top 3. I think it's him, Rice and Gabriel. And David Raya, I understand, top 4, but I think him, Rice or Gabriel would be one of mine.
So what stands out there is 18 assists. He's too shy of the record held by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Do we see him breaking that this season with 5 games left? Stuart?
I would say yes.
Yeah,
I mean, bear in mind the company is in De Bruyne and Henry.
Wow.
2 of the best to ever grace the Premier League. Incredible. And I think we've just had an insight in there. See, he doesn't give much away. If it's his birthday, we wouldn't have had that chocolate cake, would we? You know, I'm a sharer. This man isn't.
That's a mic drop from Stuart. Can we move on? Brilliant.
Thank you, Stuart, for providing the cake or providing the birthday so that we could enjoy the chocolate cake.
You're more than
Once
welcome.
again, happy birthday. Bruno Fernandes, is he going to break the record for you?
Yeah, I think he'll break it. I think he's phenomenal. And you're right, and Stuart just alluded to it. The company that he's in, De Bruyne and Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry, one of the best for me, outstanding. But Bruno's numbers are fantastic. I think he's a top player. Can go to any club and play. I rate him that highly. So, yeah, I think he will break that record for sure.
There
Well,
you
look
go,
at it, you can see it
confirmation. De Bruyne, Henry, Mesut Ozil, and then Bruno Fernandes.
There's some names in there, isn't there?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
De Bruyne again, Frank Lampard, Fabregas, and Mo Salah. So he's level with all the players below him on 18. Michael Carrick gets the position full time for you guys?
100% for me. I think he's been outstanding. He's come in and he's been sensible. He's come in. Maguire couldn't get a game, Mainu couldn't get a game, and all of a sudden he's just put, you know, round pegs in round holes, players in the team that he can trust, and let the flair players go and win the game for him and be hard to break down and hard to beat, and all of a sudden they flourished. It's been incredible. Basic, but incredible.
I want to move on to Brentford now and just, you know, talking about managers who've done well. We've already said Keith Andrews and given him plaudits for the job that he's done, but it could be even better. They could go on to get European football. Would that be one of the biggest achievements in the club's history? Do you see them getting European football?
That's why Stuart's putting him for manager of the season, because of obviously the job he's done. He's been outstanding, to be fair. Keith Andrews, a brilliant job. And, yeah, they've got a great opportunity. They've got good players. And in particular, Thiago, I think he's been outstanding for them this season. Scoring the amount of goals he scored, Thiago, with the injury he's had previously, has been brilliant. And that is a manager getting the best out of Thiago as well. But look at this record for Andrew. That is brilliant, to be fair. He's at Brentford Football Club, and no one really fancied Brentford to finish in that top half. So to be where they are now and challenging for them European places was brilliant.
Yeah, just looking at that, points per game, 1.45, 33 played and 13 won. Just lost 11 have Brentford so far this season. Big in the conversation for Europe. You mentioned Igor Thiago early on. We were praising Erling Haaland, and you said you need that 15-goal a season striker. Thiago has 21 goals already this season. Brentford's pipeline for strikers, they seem to be churning them out. They seem to have them on a conveyor belt.
Well, they have. Whether they've been fortunate this year that he's managed to come back from injury, as I say, the sales of players in the summer, they recouped money, but they lost a lot of goals out of their teams and a lot of assists. And the likes of Thiago's been absolutely magical in filling the void and driving Brentford on up the division. And they're a real threat as a football team. And him, how he holds the ball up as well as the goals he gets, he's got a physical presence to hold the ball.
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding. What a signing. He's now been capped by Brazil, and he scored on his debut as well. So he's been brilliant. He's living his dream at the moment, and he's a handful as well. The only thing is when he has seasons like this, look at his stats there. 33 appearances, 21 goals. I'm not saying anything, but you put him in that Arsenal team, they probably they've won the Premier League by now, because he's clinical in that final third. He's outstanding. But it does suit him the way it's going at Brentford. You just hope they don't lose him in the summer, because it feels like when Brentford strikers get numbers like that, evidently they move on in the summer.
Yeah, I wonder if they don't already, have replacements, because when they lost Tony, people said the same thing. When they lost Wissan and Burmo, people said the same thing. And yet Brentford have come up again once more.
You know what they do?
Goal scorer.
They're one of the best teams that recruit in the Premier League. Them and Brighton, I think, are two outstanding teams that do it correct. I mean, I throw Bournemouth into it, but them two in particular, Brentford, their recruitment's magnificent. So full credit to them and to Keith Andrews as well.
From the race for Europe to the battle for survival, Wolves had their relegation confirmed earlier this week, but Spurs remain in the fight for survival as they visit Molineux, hoping to secure 3 vital points.